Hey, this is Allegra, owner of The Naked Dog. Right now I'm out doing my favorite thing, which is hiking with an off-leash dog. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about what you're gonna see. Gigi is someone that I know through friends, and I saw her get a dog and do everything right. Right away, she started working with trainers. She absolutely loves her dog, Remy, and did everything to give him the best life. Gigi fell into a trap that so many owners fall into, trying to do right by their dog, of working with positive only training that is very much based on treats, and loving Remy in a way that actually fed into his reactivity. When I found out that Remy had been medicated and I saw her at a social event and saw some really easy fixes to some of what was going on, I offered to do a training session with her. She accepted, and that's what you're about to see. This conversation was hugely impactful for her and really helped her and Remy set the ship right and be able to walk with less stress, less gear, less treats, less reactivity. So I hope that you enjoy this video. I hope that you get as much out of watching this session as she did, and you learn a lot about activation and what you can do around the house to change your reactive dog's life. Enjoy.
Yes. Yes. Okay, we be shorter. Much shorter. We all know it. Okay. And you can sit in this bar chair here, and we're gonna have Remy just to your side. So hold the leash a little bit shorter. You only want him to have about an inch, and no more treats. No more treats. Give you ride him to where you want him. And put that treat away. And breathe out again. So whenever he does something you like, you're gonna reward him by breathing out and just letting him know, yes, that was what I wanted. Isn't it nice when I'm relaxed? Oh yeah. Come on, and don't spirit him. Very good. Now breathe out again. So we're going to guide him with our relaxation, and the reward is, doesn't it feel good when we're both relaxed, right? So if you get more relaxed, I'll get more relaxed, and this is no problem. So use your leash, just kind of guide him a little bit back to your side. Good, and he got there, so relax a little, and he sat, so relax even more, and he went down, so relax even more. And that's going to be the reward. And dogs are so sensitive, they can meet you on that level. So having to do a lot of good dog, treat, reward, it actually activates them. And then we're working against the mindset that we want, which is calm and relaxed and tuned into us on a more subtle level. Perfect.
guide him. Where do you want him to be?
Good job. That's the place. Yeah. He's very good about getting to his place, but he doesn't stay very well.
So let's, do you mind if we twist the couch a little bit? And let's take off the treat bag.
Okay. I was prepping for this yesterday, and you see all the freeze-dried chicken that I broke into even smaller pieces to get more. Okay, no treats.
Yeah, no. I use them for trick training and for recall training, but that is pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's different. It's gonna be, which is why I'm excited, because it's gonna be like 100% the opposite. So I'm like curious to hear, like to talk through the why, because obviously like you've been giving compelling reasons to do it the way you've been doing it. So like I'm excited to like hear that, and then like hear how like this approach lands, because it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll have it, you can drop the treats over there.
I'm gonna walk him over. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge.
Nice.
No.
Jeez, wow.
It's very well conditioned to the treats.
And that's okay. Off. So no emotion. And guide him.
Off.
Yeah. And it's so easy for us to like get offended a little bit, right? Because we're like, you know, you're not supposed to do that, or like, this isn't a good time, right? There's like some extra feeling, and dogs do not trust emotionality. So the same way, if your boss was like crying in meetings or like would randomly scream at people, right? It's emotionality. Whenever my dog does anything, just being like super dry about it, and just like, okay, like that was your choice, and just like off. So just responding however.
Remy, come. Place
There. And it's cool how when we drop down and meet them at the level of subtlety that they communicate with each other on, it feels like having ESP with dogs. I used to have my pack of dogs that I would take hiking, and if one of them was looking, you know, at something in the woods, I would tighten my core and like glare at her, right? And then she would look back at me and she's like, oh, okay, don't do that. And it's like, I am the dog queen. Like it's so cool when you can meet in that wordless space. But it does take a lot of somatic awareness.
Yeah.
And timing, I would say, is the other thing. Like I've been realizing lately that little mental pivot is so important when things like go wrong. Just to be like, great, like we get to talk this through, instead of having the expectation that good means like things not going wrong. And it just takes such a load off, because us being upset about what's happening is like probably the worst part about what's actually happening, right?
Yeah, well, every morning, the morning walk is like a constant struggle, and we come back, I feel like much more aggravated than before we headed out, and I'm constantly on edge because I've been taught to look for triggers and spot the triggers before they do, and then I do the little yes, you know, the very excited voice to get his attention, to get him to look back at me, and he gets a treat. But especially living in this neighborhood, I just can't. I turn a corner, there's a person with their dog there.
What are the triggers? Is it mostly dogs?
It's both people and dogs. His reactivity has changed over the course of last year or so, where in the beginning when he was younger, he was a lot more reactive towards people. He would play with all the dogs at Zocor, but he would do this thing where as soon as I let him off the leash, he would spot someone and that person could be very far away, not even facing our direction, not even looking at him, and he would run up to that person, sniff, and then start barking.
That's the most annoying combination. Because people are like, oh, you're approaching me, you must want to interact. And then the dog is like, we do it on my terms. When he's barking, do you get the sense that he's like afraid, excited, or kind of wanting to like attack?
Never wanting to attack, but afraid and hoping that his place, Remy.
Good.
Good boy.
Easy. And I actually don't reward after I correct. Because like he got up, which is fine, but like he was told to stay in place, which is totally fine. But if he gets up and then I tell him to go back to place and then I say, good boy, I run the risk of him thinking, oh, the way to be a good boy is to get up, be told to go back, and then you're good. Whereas I'll just kind of like put them back and move on. And then the reward is that I'm not repeating place, 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 which is annoying. And say it again.
Place.